Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Rob here again with another video. This one is all about the recent tour that I've just come back from, which was like a 6-week endeavor. And first week rehearsals and then off we went. And I was working with Canadian artist Lorenna McKennitt, who's kind of world music, Celtic, folk, bit of everything really. There's a lot of interesting music culturally, within the styles that she plays. And I get to play everything from conventional drum set with sticks, with mallets, with brushes, with my hands, to shakers, darabuka, and triangle, and all kinds of Tibetan bells and bits and bobs that are just, it gives me a chance to stretch in a way that I don't get with Susie or with other artists. And it's not better or worse, it's just different, and I can flex different muscles, and I enjoy that. And so what we were doing, we were going out for the 30th anniversary of one of Lorenna's classic records called The Mask and Mirror. And I think there's the Book of Secrets and The Visit. I think they're the sort of really big albums that she goes out, and I think last year they did The Visit, but they didn't take me, unfortunately. But this time they decided they needed drums, because it gives them there's plenty of drums on the album, and it gives them the chance to, in the first set, to play songs from across the catalogue. So when they haven't got me, it still sounds great. I mean, they're amazing musicians and it's beautiful music. But obviously with the drums there, they can do things like Marco Polo, where I go from darabuka to the drums, and it's led by the darabuka in a way, with the groove and everything. And it's kind of a sexy, kind of sultry, kind of Arabic kind of feel to that groove and so on. So it means all those songs that maybe the audience haven't seen for a while, well, since 2019, the last time I was out with her, they can hear them again. So it was nice to be welcomed back in by not only the band and the crew and everybody, but also the audiences. The sort of whoops you get after playing one of the songs like Marco Polo, or Santiago, or Marrakesh. You play some of those songs, and the drums are they have quite big moments in those songs, and to hear them be really excited afterwards in the applause and whoops was cool. And as I say, it's quite a big rig I take out. I take out the DW kit, which is the 22-inch bass drum, 10, 12 rack toms, and 14, 16. So it's the smaller sizes to the Susie 12, 13, 16, 18, for instance. So it was nice to have the 10 and the 12 back up again, along with the 14 and 16, and had a little 8-inch Legend Vulcan splash above the 2 rack toms, so I could do my best Manu Katché impressions on some of the songs. And I used my the Hitmaker snare drum, 14x8 DW, matching broken glass sparkle finish. And I've got a Roland WAV 1 pad, I think they're called, on my left, because back in the day with Susie, I had to trigger, and even with Hugh Cornwell and people, I had to trigger lots of different sounds and loops, and turn on clicks. And then, this set's a lot easier than that. Most of it is just played live. But the loops I have, and I think you can have 10, I think, on the dial on a WAV 1 pad. And I only use 4 of them, I think, or 5. And then darabuka was behind me. And then I had the triangle on a DW boom arm. With those sort of gamelan sort of bells that I could play as well with the triangle beater. And then moving back across the kit, I've got the it was an 18-inch antique Vulcan crash. I mean, they're all Vulcan, as you know. And then we have the splash, and then over on my right-hand side, I used the same ride as I used with Susie. It's a 22-inch Vulcan Etna, and it's just beautiful. The stick response and the bell is just beautiful. And above that, I've got the 18-inch Vulcan Etna crash. And then next to that is this amazing 16-inch Vulcan Etna crash, which is just so deep for such a little cymbal. It's just beautiful. So that's my basic setup for the gig. And then to my right of the second floor tom of the 16, I've got the darabuka case upside down with some towels on it. And there I've got a headed tambourine and another towel, which I put on the 14, and I then put for one of the songs, I get the tambourine place it on the flannel or towel on top of the floor to play it with my sticks, and I play like a tango type rhythm for one of the songs. And as I say, for the kit I'm using hands sometimes. I'm using the Vic Firth 5As and also the Bopworks, Vic Firth 7As and Bopworks Birdland sticks, because they're just incredibly light. Because when I'm playing with Lorenna, she doesn't want me to play with like one of those Perspex screens around me. She wants me to play in the room with them. And because I'm not a heavy hitter like some of the drummers she's worked with in the past have been, it works great where I don't need to be shielded, and she can just relax knowing that I'm never suddenly going to break loose and lose my marbles and really go mental, you know. And some of the things she says about my playing is just very gracious, just very lovely. I'm very thankful all those years playing jazz gigs and playing very lightly that my dad would have told me to do, you know, finally paid off. She likes the fact that I can play quite restrained, but still be intense and all that kind of thing. So, you know, drummers out there, if you're the only way you think you can play is loud all the time. That's not the only thing, obviously, you know, and we've spoken about this before on my channel. Having a dynamic range like this and bigger is very, very useful. And we went to some really hot places. I mean, England's hot right now, but we were in Greece to start with, and we played 2 great gigs there, Athens and Thessaloniki. The Athens one was great because it was the Acropolis, and they've played there before, but it's just so amazing to play at that venue. It's just ridiculous, you know, it's just beautiful. We had some guests with us that night as well. And then the next night we went to Thessaloniki, and there was a massive thunderstorm and thunder and lightning, which reminded me of the Susie Sue gig back in last year when we did the Cruel World thing. So that got stopped. Obviously this gig didn't get stopped, it went ahead because it only started happening 3/4 of the way through, and we got so near the end, but in the end it poured down, and it was an amphitheatre, and I might include a little clip of people rushing away at the end with the lightning, so very dramatic, and they're all running away and we're still playing, very rock and roll, and they're all clapping us and we're clapping them. It was brilliant. And then from there we went to Turkey. There's some more amphitheatres out in Turkey, which was boiling, but just again, great audiences. They haven't seen us since 2019, they were so into it. And then from there we went to Spain, which again was very hot. We played another bull ring. You know, I might not agree with what goes on in the bull ring, but that's nothing to do with me. But to play a venue like that is so vast, it's just incredible. Again, another boiling night. We didn't go on till late, but it was still very, 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 very hot. And then where did we go? Went to Germany for some gigs where the temperature was still hot, but not quite as crazy. And ended up in Italy, which was equally as beautiful and equally as hot. We got a few days off on the way, of course. We got plenty of hotels, plenty of nights on the tour bus as well, which was fun. We had one for the crew, one for the band, and everyone got on really well. So it was a really nice mix, but it was quite an intense schedule. If you look online, you'll see it was quite intense. But the venue's beautiful. Audiences were fantastic. The weather, you couldn't have asked for anything better. Tour bus, tour driver Brian, all that scene was brilliant. The equipment, thankfully, worked really well. So the tour was amazing. If you came to see it, thank you for coming. I had a great time. It's great being back with the lads and lasses in the band again. They're a great bunch to hang with. They're great musicians, so professional. Sound checks. We could start a song anywhere from a verse at any point. Everyone knows exactly where we are. I mean, I know that sounds standard, but sometimes you could be like, oh, where are we? But, you know, bang on it. And of course, we went out in the evenings and had fun when we could and hang out and had some nice food in Italy and Germany and Spain. And yeah, what can I say? It was great. So I'm back now. I'm back into doing the videos. No more tours on the horizon. Same old thing. If you want some drum lessons online, let me know. I've only been back 3 or 4 days and already got some more come in, which is great. Or face-to-face lessons at the studio, which is just outside Bath. We can do that too. So just contact me and we can sort something out. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the tour, please shove them below in the comments and I'll get back to you. And yeah, thanks for watching. And here's to some more videos. Yay. And I'm still getting more notifications flying through. And have a great day, whatever day it is when you watch this, and a great weekend. Keep drumming, happy life, and I'll see you next time.